Hi. Today, continuing to corner myself to take responsibility for my actions, especially the procrastination point within studying, because it is the most obvious and practical point I need to deal with right now. And placing myself in the loser's position and considering my position in the context of where most people are, I'm starting to see that I really do have no choice but to do what is practical. And if doing what is practical means committing myself to study for an entire month non-stop, then that is what needs to be done, and that is what will be done. If I consider things physically and use the equality equation of 1 plus 1 equals 2 and consider the common sense consequences of my complacency and my accepted and allowed laziness and resistance towards homework, it's clear that any excuse that I conjure up is invalid because it does not actually exist in physically, so to speak. It isn't lasting, and it is not objective and verifiable, because I have met people that sincerely enjoy learning and doing certain subjects, doing certain activities within subjects, and I do not see why I cannot do that as well and enjoy myself within learning. On another note, I'm so-called increasing my awareness of my experience every day, and I'm noticing myself lapsing from here to the mind and back again, like I've logged, I'd say, a few weeks ago. This casual delving into the mind, and then suddenly finding myself back here, and then I would say to myself, oh my god, where was I? Oh, I just forgot about my breathing that moment ago. So aside from counting my breaths as a self-application to keep myself focused on my breathing. Also to look at what exactly I am enticed to with regard to my mind and what I think in each moment. To be aware of those things as well, and then direct myself to find out how I am justifying this pattern, how it is supporting me as a mind consciousness system, and what role it plays, what role that entire layout serves to continue this perception that I am surviving, instead of I am here, I am living, expressing, doing what needs to be done until this is done. And also another interesting perspective that I found is that there are aspects within my entertainment addiction that can be applied to homework, as long as I allow and accept such a thing. So for example, I found out that usually within a game that requires a fairly long time to complete, especially in role-playing games, RPGs, you start off at level 1, and then you accumulate those little actions of fighting battle after battle after battle, until in one moment I would realize that, hey, I'm level 63 now, for example. And then to see how much effort I actually placed and how much clicking I actually did from level 1 to level 63. And yet in that whole process, I am satisfied with myself here, satisfied with my current level, and just simply doing what needs to be done to attain a higher level. So in the same way, when I'm revising then, it's a matter of remaining content at the current level of proficiency I am within studying, and to simply deal with the points as they come along, especially my mistakes that I will make. And certainly to be very careful of not judging myself when I do make a mistake, which I have done extremely in the past. So like the RPG scenario, that mechanism can be applied to studying, and I would say the only difference between entertainment as that RPG scenario and studying is that with studying there are a lot more points of resistance to faith, and well, my neck really got really tense there. About dealing with those points of resistance when I'm studying in real time. To remain content and satisfied with my current degree of self-standing, and to work with that, and also to always ask myself questions to direct myself to understand why this resistance is here, what memories support this resistance, what beliefs, self-definition, how it helps me survive as a mind consciousness system, and why I create this resistance. Because this resistance is ultimately from a starting point of survival, implying a fear of survival, and it's simply to be self-honest with myself, be absolutely shameless, and admit everything to myself, and see what's here. And in seeing what's here, yes, another interesting perspective, if I have worked with a point to a sufficient extent, I will prefer stopping the resistance naturally. So if after I've explained a point of resistance to myself, if after that I am still feeling resistance or still feeling attached to that resistance, that is a simple but obvious indication point that I haven't dug deep enough in myself, within myself, to see the entirety of how this resistance works within and as myself. As myself, because ultimately I am the one that creates and sustains this point of resistance. And as the last thing to state out loud to myself, this blog, I am to sleep 6 hours and no more. I have been complacent within the point of sleeping, and it's time to get my act together. That's all. Thank you for watching.